questions?
What's your biggest takeaway from scrimmage today?
I don't know. We played a lot of young guys, quarterbacks with different combinations. Obviously, in the offensive line, because I think we had 147 plays, so total, and we really had 8 linemen, and Edgar got hurt. We had 9, and Edgar got hurt, so we're rotating those guys in there, which created some different combinations. I thought, the quarterbacks, the young guys got plenty of snaps, some good, some bad, just like the receivers. And as I said on television, some of those aren't always on the quarterback. We had some young receivers in there that missed a couple signals in route structure, but we wanted to get them out there in front of a crowd, put pressure on them, and have them operate. Some of those young guys made plays when they had the opportunity to on the perimeter, all over the place. With the young guys, you got to be more consistent. But there's a lot on that tape that for those younger players that are going to help us next year through the off season and through fall camp. I think we have some young talented players that are going to help us, and we put them in those positions, make some plays. We made a couple big catches on the sideline. Some of these younger guys that we're asking to do some things. Jalen Mitchell has got talent. We put our punt returners. We're looking for a new punt returner. We got a guy who put his heels on the 6, caught the ball right on the 2-inch line. Right, so that was a learning experience. Then we come up and he tries to catch one, and so we're trying to develop these guys and put some of those young guys out there in that position, and their learning experiences. But it's better now than in the fall.
Did you take away from Greg Bell today?
I took away from my thought. I thought that all those freshmen had their moments. Some of them they had moments, good and bad, right? And some of the reads, they should have handed the ball, they're trying to force the ball a little bit down the field. That comes with experience and seeing defenses. But I thought overall, all those young guys, like I said, they had their moments, but they also had their positive moments and they had their negative moments. But there's good stuff. The coach off of, they're communicating well. I thought they were communicating on the sideline. Khalil was engaged even after getting out of there the first 2 series or whatever that was he played. He was engaged with those young guys and with Noel on the sideline with directions and reads and things like that. So that's a good group. They all have strengths, and right now, they're all battling, and they all got plenty of snaps today behind different lines, behind different combinations of receivers. So me, I'd go back and I gotta watch the video, because things you see that when things are breaking down is that protection, is that where his eyes are, is that a route adjustment that didn't happen to some guys. I know that happened a couple of times, but I thought all those young guys, operated really well at times, and then they're not to had a lot of 3 and outs, right? And that's good for the defense. I will say this though, I think you guys have heard me, and you haven't seen him, but you've heard me talk about Jalen Harris and his improvement. This offseason, and I think that was evident tonight as a pass rusher. The guy that was sick for a week and lost 8 pounds or 10 pounds, but he's coming back. He's a pass rusher, and not only that, but he made plays chasing the ball down the field. If he continues to get stronger and stay above, in the 245 to the 50 range, he's got a really bright future ahead for us and for him and us, because he brings an edge pressure and with length, and he also showed today playing the run, from sideline to sideline. I thought, there were a couple times we just couldn't block him. So to me, that was the biggest point of the game, because you know, Pandy's had a great spring with Tony Fields and Schooler, you know, bringing Day down there. He made some tackles today. So, yeah, I feel good about where we are, you know, linebacker-wise, a lot better than we were coming in the spring with Pandy making that move. You saw Miles out there a little bit today. He's a big dude. He's hard to move around in there. You know, you get Finn Conley in there, 300 pounds. You know, we played a lot of different people, but, you know, I think the takeaway was that Jalen, if he just keeps working and keeps improving, you know, he can be a really good player.
When you gave Josh McCauley a scholarship?
Well, we've known about it, you know, but I was waiting for today for a little bit of energy for, you know, game. That way I don't have to give a big rah-rah speech for the spring game. But, you know, he's a guy that, you know, we've got a lot of respect for as a coaching staff, just how he handles his business. A guy that was really an Iron Man last year in the line that was, you know, come in there and walk on center. He's pointing the direction, getting everybody directed where to go. Basically played almost every snap last year. And, you know, there's nobody more deserving of a scholarship than he is. You know, based on what he's done, how he's conducted his business on and off the field. You know, you wouldn't know if he's in the room until you're on the football field. You know, keeps working hard every day, has developed really into a leader. It's hard not to point and get us going in the right direction, targeting for our offensive line, and communicate all those things. You know, so people listen to him. He's respected because of that, but he's also respected because of his toughness and playing. Because he's up about 15 pounds from where he was last year, and you know he is what you want as a football player. I mean, he just really is, and as a guy that just works his tail off every day. He does that in practice. He does that in games, and you know he's right almost 100% of the time. And the only time he really struggled last year was, you know, maybe a little bit out man, you know, but he's working at that and with his weight, with his strength, and so again, you know, there's nobody more deserving than he is, and you know he's a guy that's only getting better just because of experience and because of strength and because of size, and you know he's going to be a leader for us again this year.
You know, every time you watch a practice with your own team, you know, the offense makes a good play, and the defense did something wrong, or vice versa. So in that context, how do you view the last play of the half?
It's interesting. So, you know, the spring game is a little bit different. What we like to do is have assistant coaches switch off calling offenses and defenses, right? And so it's kind of a teachable moment for the players, but it's also a teachable moment for assistant coaches that want to call plays. And everybody thinks they have the right play after it's either perfect or not. And so, you know, defensively in that situation, you know, I'm not going to say who it was, but I don't know that that was the right call. And maybe a lot of people, they learn from that, right? Because I would have done this, you know, assistant coaches can be like fans sometimes afterwards, you know, whether they say it or not. But, you know, we rotate that. It's something that, you know, we did all the way back with Coach Taylor to put the guys in that position so that they get used to, man, this is a little harder than you think. You know, every 39 seconds, I got to have something to go. Oh, is it 2nd and 2? Or did he get the first down? You're looking across, they spot the ball. You know, it's a little bit different. So I think it improves communication. I think if you look at it closely in the replay, it probably was a sack, but I didn't blow the whistle. And Katie just uncorked one about, I don't know, 60 yards. So, you know, there's a little bit of everything going on in that play. But probably was a sack, but I didn't blow the whistle. And you know, probably was the wrong defensive call at that point. So, but, you know, as it was. It was a little excitement before the half. And, the fans are excited about it, which is good.
You know, with every time you watch a practice with your own team, you know, the offense makes a good play, and the defense did something wrong, or vice versa. How do you view the last play of the half?
Um,
Mackenzie Barnes had 2 interceptions today. Coach Barton was saying that he's really made a big jump since last season, and you noticed that as well.
Yeah, I think McKenzie's got a lot of talent. He's got length on the corner, and he's size-wise, he's what you're looking for. He's a young guy last year. He put in some veteran receivers, and sometimes, and he has a lot of pride. And I think last year, he as a young guy, he mentally, towards the latter part of the season, he was a little worn down. Just with everything that was going on. The amount he was playing, he's playing a lot of special teams too last year, and then all of a sudden, because of the injuries and because of where we were at corner, he finds himself out there, basically playing, I don't know, 50-some snaps a game. Between special teams, some games he was basically the starter. So that was a lot for a young guy, and I think it's just like anything else. He's got some experience. He knows what's happening now. He's a little bit more relaxed in his play. And so, that's we need him to come on and keep going on too.
How the entire spring went, which you're pleased with, and did you get what you wanted out of it?
Yeah, I think, as I said before, the goal was to really develop these new JC guys, to get them in the mix between the offensive and defensive lines. You saw Miles out there today, and Josh Donovan and Peyton Fears, just to get them rolling, because they came here and we need them to play. So Miles didn't have as many reps this spring as probably we wanted, but obviously he's ready. He's rolling. The 2 linemen probably had as many reps as they ever thought they were going to have, and they're big and athletic, and they're going to help us. So, we want to get those guys rolling and get them, some practice time and some experience. And then on the perimeter with these young receivers, we wanted to get, Trey Adams made a couple plays today. He played some last year for us. We expect that. We got to get, and Booby made a couple plays. We know what we have, and a couple guys on the perimeter. But these guys are going to have to come on and play for us. And so they get a bunch of snaps that are invaluable as we go in the summer. And it's a bit different, in the summertime, as an offensive lineman, really the way we approach it is it's about working on your weaknesses, whether it's flexibility, whether it's quickness. Everybody can get stronger where your weight is, and ideally, what's going to happen. So those guys will have a plan. We'll meet with coaches here in the next, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, about goal setting, where we need to be weight-wise, what we're looking for in the weight room, and then studying tape and doing things. But on the perimeter, because of 7-on-7, the quarterbacks and skill guys, the wide receivers, the DBs have an opportunity to go out what we do 3 times a week, the players, and continue to work on their craft. And it's just different. It's just harder for an lineman because you don't have pads on, but you can get better. And I think these young guys, now that they have the base of what the offense is and the knowledge of what the route is, and then we've had really 14 days up until today to talk about technique of routes and what we expect and how to do it. That's where I think you see the biggest jump in the offseason. So whether it's size and strength in the front, and then the guys continue to work technique and 7-on-7 on the perimeter, that's the way we approach things. But we're working with the things that we're looking to do. I think what your question was, we have to find a punt returner. I think we've got a good one. We got to put him in more positions where he's got to make decisions, and some backups for that. I thought Lucas, he's been pretty good, charting all his kicks and everything throughout the year, and team situations, he's been good. You know, there's no question about his leg strength. You know, he made it 58, 59 last week. He made it 55 today. That probably would have been good from 60 or so. You know, we just got to be more consistent inside, but he's got a lot of talent. And, you know, can be a real weapon for us, as he has been as a kickoff guy. We didn't have a whole bunch of kickoff returns last year because he kicks it through the end zone. That is a huge plus. So, from that standpoint, you know, we got to keep developing him. And then, you know, the quarterbacks have to keep going on and separate themselves as to who's going to go in the game. You know, if Khalil's going to continue to get better, but we got out of these freshmen, we got to figure out who the next guy is. And they know that. So there's a huge competition going on there. And I think, you know, the way we approached it this spring, by giving a bunch of guys reps, you know, Khalil's gotten better and more comfortable in what he's doing. But these young guys, I think he turns around and she said, these young guys are getting better than guys with talent. And so, you know, that's still where we are as a team. But I think we made some strides, you know, in the front with the two new guys, you know, the two new guys on the offensive line, and with other guys coming, and then really Pandy and they asserted themselves at linebacker. That's really helped us. You know, so, you know, that's kind of where we are right now. And then, you know, we get back to fall camp, we'll see how the perimeter shakes out. You know, we need a 2 deep the way we play. Like I said, today there's 144, 147 plays. You know, we don't have a lot of guys. We don't have 120 guys out there right now. You know, so we had a lot of guys playing. That's why we just let the clock run at the end. I look out there and I see Belton out and a bunch of guys that we are going to depend on out of the way. And you know, we're playing 120 or something. I'm just let the clock run. Let's get out of here. So, you know, those are guys that we know can play that have helped us. And because of depth in the spring, before our fall guys get here, you know, that was the reason for the running clock in the second half and no timeouts and anything else. You know, so we got what we needed to get done. We ran 99 plays in the first half, which is a lot in the spring. So and you know, those guys didn't complain, didn't do anything, just kept playing. And that kind of attitude can go a long way for us in the fall. He had a hamstring from the other day. You know, it's these young guys that come in and, you know, he's been playing like crazy. And he's one of those guys that, you know, we told him, you know, you're talking to him today. He's like, Coach, you know. And so he suited up. He's like, no, you're not. You don't need to go out there because he's not he hadn't been around long enough to be able to talk about what he feels and how he feels. And all he knew was, hey, it was a spring game. I want to play. And so, you know, he's like, well, let me go out there and warm up. And no, you're good. You practiced, you know, 13 and a half practices. We know what you can do. I don't need to go out here and really, I mean, it's not pulled, but it's tight, really tight. We put it in the pool yesterday, and it tightened up again. So we don't want to start off a career with that kind of deal. And so that's why he was dressed the way he was dressed, because I guarantee you, if we hadn't kept an eye on him, he'd have snuck in the warm-ups and tried to get on the field. So, you know, that we, you know, that, I'm not saying that that's what we need all the time, but that tells you the kind of guy he is. And you know, he was not in a good mood during the spring game or just walk out there in his path. But you know, that's just who he is. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.